Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the Cool Kids Lunch Table Podcast with PJ and Mike. Now find yourself a seat at their table.
Hello, and welcome to the Cool Kids Lunch Table Podcast with PJ and Mike. I'm Mike.
I'm PJ.
And today we're celebrating the third annual Cool Kids Lunch Table Golden Lunchbox Awards and Brown Paper Bag Awards. If you were here last week, we gave out our Golden Lunchbox Awards, which is kind of the more positive things in pop culture in our lives.
It's a very prestigious award for anyone to win, really.
Exactly. It's a really great award. So those are the positive things. And now we're doing the Brown Paper Bag Awards. That is almost the Razzies of pop culture and our lives. So more of the negative things. This is what these are. It's kind of like the crap awards, things that just kind of piss us off that we're upset about. Usually we do this all in the same episode, but this year, folks, we're doing it separately. And PJ and I think this is working out much better. So if you haven't listened to our Golden Lunchbox, we encourage you to listen to that after this episode. But today, we're handing out some brown paper bags. And folks, right before I got on with PJ, I was saying, man, I didn't even know where to begin my and it's, oh boy. So, you know, PJ, you start off because
all right,
we got a lot of
we got a lot of brown paper bags to give out today. I'm going to start off with a personal one.
Okay.
And I'm giving a brown paper bag award to my kidney. I don't know if everyone knows this or not, but I have been struggling with feels like a lifetime, but it's only probably been a couple of months, but these kidney stones that will not go away. So we say, here's a little behind the scenes inside baseball for how we record our podcast. We say listen to last week's episode for our Golden Lunchbox Awards. We recorded that. We just finished recording that. We're doing it back to back, right? It'll inside baseball, so it'll air weeks apart. In between our recording, I went to the bathroom and passed the kidney stone.
My God, man.
So,
my God.
And I think I texted you the other day, and I'm like, I'm up to 11. So
wow. Holy cow.
Yeah, they just keep coming, and they just keep hurting. It hurts to pee. It hurts to... I'm just tired of it. I had to have a procedure done where they blasted this shit with like supersonic waves, like Soundwave the Transformer is blasting his sound waves into my kidney to break this shit up. I'm so tired of it. I've been popping, pain pills for months to try and get through all the agony of having this kidney stone because it was too big to pass. And I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of being in pain. I'm tired of going back and forth with doctors. Exhausted. So yeah. So my first brown paper bag is going to my kidney. And if I could just quickly go to my second one because it does tie into this a little bit, CVS Pharmacy gets a brown paper bag. For Megan, it's so difficult. So if you've never had a kidney stone, loyal listeners to our podcast, they hurt like a son of a bitch. Worse than any pain you've ever imagined. And so you need to have pain medication. It's the only way to deal with it. When you go to the hospital, they pump you full of morphine. Things are great. Then they send you home and you have nothing. So they give you, and I'm not a drug addict, but you need to take them like the oxys, right? You need to take some oxys. So they send the prescription to CVS Pharmacy. This is why they're getting the award. I go to pick up my prescription. They said, no, we're not going to fill this. You didn't have prior authorization. And I'm like, well, can you explain to me what prior authorization is? Because if I'm at
I hate that whole term. That is something to get about it. I hate that.
Yeah, I hate it.
Pre-authorization.
Pre-authorization. I didn't know before I needed it that I needed it. So they're like, well, I'm like, well, without prior authorization, we can't possibly fill this prescription. And I said, but why not? What do you need? The doctor is a doctor.
Right.
They have it's coming from the hospital. What else? What prior authorization? And I said, how does this work? They're like, well, you have to call the doctor, and the doctor has to tell the insurance company that they're going to prescribe this, and then they have to approve it before they send it over. I'm like, but this isn't a regular doctor. This is an emergency room prescribing me medication. They didn't even know I was going to show up. I didn't know I was going to show up, hence emergency. I go there. And they just give me the hardest time. Like, I'll never find the same doctor again. You never go to the emergency room and see the same doctor twice.
Yes.
God only knows what. I don't know where they find these emergency rooms. They're great doctors, but they disappear and you never see them again. So I'm like, I'll never find this person. They're like, well, you could There's nothing we could do. I'm like, well, there has to be something you can do. Lo and behold, they don't want to. Long story short, they don't want to fill the prescription. So then I go to my doctor, my actual doctor, and he's like, well, that's crazy. I'll send a prescription over to them, and then I'm your doctor. They'll accept it. I assume he
Right.
knows what he's doing. He's a doctor. He sends it over. I go back to the pharmacy to pick it up, and they're like, well, no, because he didn't get prior authorization. I'm like, but he's my doctor.
Right.
He
Right.
is my doctor. And they're giving me the hardest time. And I said to them, I said, CVS, I says, how about I just pay for this shit and it doesn't go through my insurance and then nothing has to get prior authorization from anybody
Right.
because I'm just paying.
Right. Yeah.
And they said, well, you can't do that. I'm like, well, why can't I do that? I can buy anything I want.
Yeah.
They said, well, you have insurance. I'm like, but I don't want to use it because it seems to be causing a
Yeah.
problem. And they
Mhm.
said, we'll get flagged if we do that. Well, flagged
Mm.
for what? Well, because CVS has all these deals in place with all these insurance companies so that they make more money and all this other shit. And I don't know all of the ins and outs of this business. You probably have a way better idea than I do, but my
Yeah.
understanding is that the pharmacy, CVS, and Caremark and all this bullshit works with these other insurance companies so that they all make the money. And if I don't pay through my insurance, then well, they're not going to get as much money. Somehow it all
Yeah.
comes back to this is why Luigi Mangione is out there killing people on the street that work for pharmacy companies. This is why. And so I eventually said, listen, I will please just let me pay for this out of pocket. I told the pharmacist at CVS, I'm like, I'm going to go home and piss blood for an hour. I'm in so
Right.
much pain. Just give me and they're like, fine, we'll let you do it this time, but we're not going to let you do it again. I'm like, CVS, you'll never have to worry about it because I'm never sending another prescription here because you're giving me such a hard time.
Right.
So they've wanted nothing but to see me suffer at CVS. They're not in it for my well-being. They are in it solely for profit. So fuck CVS. Fuck them hard.
Yeah.
They get my first brown paper bag, the second brown paper bag. My kidney got the first brown paper bag. CVS gets the second one. Fuck
CVS
that
stands.
pharmacy.
Yeah. CVS stands for a customer value service, and that was
Bullshit.
exactly. And I work in healthcare, so if you actually have insurance, like if you go to the doctor, you have to go through. You can't all of a sudden say, "Oh, let me pay out of
Right.
pocket for this prescription or this when you visit you. Oh, I gotta get a prescription for go there to get a checkup. Or something. You can't all of a sudden do that. So insurance is a nightmare. So I understand that in itself. I think every year healthcare gets. But
So this is what
that's
happens when you have a for-profit healthcare system. It's not to make people feel better. It's to make
yeah.
people line their pockets. That's what it is.
Yep, exactly. So my first one, I'm gonna start with this, PJ. So maybe
Okay.
maybe a month ago at this point, I don't know. The CEO of McDonald's puts out a video. They have a new Big Mac or something like that, and then
The big arch or something like
yes,
that it's
and
called. Yeah.
it went viral because first of all he keeps the worst marketing ever. He doesn't even call it a burger or the Big Mac, whatever it's called. He calls it the product. Oh, we have this new
Yes.
product. That's first of all, that's just like, bro, you gotta know your audience, man. It's called the
Yeah.
product. Anyway, he barely takes a bite out of this burger, right? And it's like this, and he's like, oh, so good. It's like the smallest bite, and then of course it became a meme, it became a reel, and then Wendy's made
Yep.
a spoof video, and Burger
Wendy's
King.
was great. The Wendy's response was fantastic.
Yeah. But here we go. So, about 2011, I actually got food poisoning from McDonald's. So it was awful. It's one of the worst experiences of my life. And since then, I think I've had McDonald's 3 times since then. I've gotten their French fries. They have amazing French fries, but never actually
The
got,
best fries. Yeah.
yeah, no question. And I got, like I said, maybe, I'll say three. And the third time was about a week ago. So let me tell you something, folks. The only reason why I went to McDonald's, because it was kind of late at night. I was hanging out with my brother and my wife, and then I was like, no, I have this gift card. I got it from like a kid. One of my people at work got it for me from like my holiday something. It was like a $10. Like, let me just get rid of this thing. PJ, I got a Big Mac. Dude, it was terrible. It was
Really?
disgusting. My brother, my wife, they both got you get 2 burger meal, the 2 burgers,
Yeah.
regular burgers. Dude, all of us said,
Huh.
this was like this particular McDonald's. But dude, the burgers now, I mean, they were always thin, like fast food burgers are always kind of thin, but this was like paper thin. They loaded up with lettuce and their secret sauce. Dude, it was
Yeah.
disgusting. I am never having a McDonald's burger again. Like I said,
Really?
that's it. I'll have their French fries, but that burger
But
was
there's over 3 billion served or whatever the number is.
when they're serving out crap now. They might have been good in the 90s, but now, I mean, we all know that food portions now, with any food, it's actually getting smaller now. That's the truth. The price is the same, but all food now the portions are getting smaller. But the burger was super thin and it was disgusting. And it was like, we always know that the meat is like basically fake. It's made up. It's made of all the extra body parts of a
Oh yeah.
cow
There's
that's
nothing real about it.
viable.
Nothing you
Yeah,
there's
I
nothing there's
mean,
no good health
this was, but it
nutrition to
felt
that.
exactly. But PJ, it tasted just by the look of it, and I couldn't even eat the rest of it. It was so
Really?
disgusting. I mean, when it comes to fast food, the best burgers I think are like Wendy's. I think Burger King. You know, but I mean, even those, look, none of these things, you don't eat this stuff for health. I mean,
Right.
you're having a craving. My Lord, that McDonald's burger was horrific. I don't think I'll ever have it again. Like I said, that was the third time I had a burger from them in since 2011. It was awful.
I
It deserves a fucking Happy Meal with a
uh,
brown paper bag in it, man. It was terrible.
I
Terrible.
haven't eaten fast food burgers in a while now. I mean, I've had them since 2011, but I have had been trying not to eat
Oh
the
yeah, I
fast food as
barely.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't really my go-to was always McDonald's because I enjoy McDonald's burgers. I used to anyway, but like I said, it's been a minute since I've had them, so there might be a slip in quality. I liked Wendy's. Big fan of Wendy's burgers. Those are always a good one. But the problem with any of those burgers is that they're good going down. They ain't good coming out. The only fast food burger now that I can, and I wouldn't even say regularly. If I said quarterly, I might be overestimating how much I eat it. It's even not that.
Right.
But the only the only fast food establishment I refuse to cut out of my life, despite the negative ramifications of eating it, is White Castle. I love White Castle sliders.
Right.
I don't know when the last time you've had White Castle was.
Get ready for this, PJ. I never had a White Castle burger my entire life.
Really? We've never gone to White Castle together?
No, I really just made one by Home Depot, but
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
we've
remember I
never
went there with my
had.
dad one time, but we just got French fries, but that was
I
like when I was
love
a
White
kid.
Castle.
I must have been like 8 years old. But I never had a White Castle burger.
Love White Castle burgers, but you eat them and then like 30 minutes later, you're like, this was the biggest mistake of my life, and I'm probably I'm gonna pay for this for hours. But man, do I love them. But they all give you the liquid shits every single fast food burger, and you wonder. Because this is not like a new development where McDonald's is going to go right through you. This has
Right.
been happening for years, for decades. How have they existed for this long? What makes
Branding,
people
man.
go
Branding,
but what makes people
marketing.
go back? I have gone back and I
I don't
ask
know.
myself,
When it
why
comes
do I keep doing this?
exactly, like, I don't know how, like, if anyone had these burgers now, I mean, it's horrendous. They're terrible. It was disgusting. It was disgusting.
But they still exist and they will still make a bajillion dollars and people will still go back. It's the convenience of it, probably a big part of it. The drive through is what America runs on, is a drive through, because nobody has time because it's doing too many things. But God, you just never eat it and feel good after it.
Yeah. McDonald's burgers, do not recommend.
Well, I have a fast food one on my list,
Oh my God.
so I guess
we're
I'll just go
connected.
right into my fast food one, Taco Bell,
Wow.
because they removed the caramel apple empanada and the quesarito
Oh my God.
from their menu.
They're not trying to live Moss, PJ. This is terrible.
They are not. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not thinking outside the bun with these decisions.
Right,
Because
right.
how do you get rid of the caramel apple empanada, and how do you get rid of the quesarito? There was like backlash about
Right.
these things disappearing from the menu, that they agreed to bring them back as like a limited time thing, and only through the app or online ordering. You can't even order them in the. I think they say in the restaurant. I have a hard time calling any of these places restaurants, but in
Right.
the establishment, in the Bell itself. Why are we getting rid of our popular menu items? I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing, Taco Bell? If I want a quesarito, you give me a quesarito. And if I want a caramel apple empanada, you give me one. You don't tell me no. You don't tell me no. It's not as if the ingredients for any of these are just not in the Taco Bell anymore. You're like, well, what are we gonna do? We don't have tortillas and cheese and beef here. We
Right.
can't make this. Of course you can.
Right,
Why
right.
would you take it off the menu?
Right.
It's just a taco in a different form. I just happen to like it rolled up a little bit better. Why are we getting rid of this on me? And then to pander to me and say, all right, we'll bring it back, but just for a little while, and then we're gonna get rid of it again. A tease. Well, fuck you, Taco Bell. You know, you don't just get rid of our favorite items. I'm not saying it's their most popular item, but we've gone down this road before where gorditas disappear and
Right.
chalupas disappear, and you've brought them back because you give the people what they want. You give the people what they want. What the people want are caramel apple empanadas and quesaritos. That's what we want. Don't tell us no.
I
And
don't.
so, but
Maybe
they're
it's a
not the.
marketing thing.
I guess. I mean, maybe they weren't selling, and they just wanted people to, and then they bring them back, and now they're selling because people think they can't get it again. I guess it's like the McRib phenomenon where
Yes.
nobody wants a McRib until they can't get it. So every time they bring it back, it sells like crazy, and then people
Yeah.
stop caring. Maybe that's the idea here. But I feel like there's no business for a restaurant like Taco Bell to just get rid of a quesarito when it's the same ingredient. You have them there, so just leave it on the menu. Anyway.
Great choice, PJ. Great choice. I'm going to segue into television now. So, I'm
Okay.
sure you have one of the two TV shows. So I'm going to do the first one because I think we have the
Okay.
same. I think we're
Okay.
pretty sure. And folks at home, PJ and I don't know our lists. We don't.
No, we go into this blind.
Yeah, we go this. Yeah. So
We
my
go
first.
into these blind, and very often we go into them blind, and the lists are somewhat similar or on the
Yes.
same vein. It's
Crazy.
just yeah.
Yeah. So my first one is and actually, we didn't even do an episode on it. I didn't even get a chance to even talk about it. It was actually the final season of Squid Game. I talk about disappointment because first season, absolute classic, no question, awesome. It probably should have just been one season,
Yeah.
but I get it. The second season, I really enjoyed. I think all of America in the world enjoyed the second season. Is it better than the first season? No. That's kind of saying is Back to the Future Part 2 better than 1? No. But is it fun to watch? Absolutely. It's great to watch. I like season 2. Season 3, oh boy. I mean, it started off, I'll say strong. I'll be generous. I'll say it started off,
Okay.
but man, it ended horrible. Squid Game 3. I don't know. I think the creator, he seems like a nice guy. And I'm not going to pick on him because, sometimes, we talked about this in the past. We're trying to coin a new term like George Lucas's Frankenstein, where like something
Yeah.
that you create, creatively becomes this thing. You almost lose what it's all about. And I think he was trying to, like, I don't know, give him more of a moral balance at the end. Because I don't know if you saw it, PJ. I don't give you, spoiler alert. All of a sudden, a baby is a pregnant woman, which was cool. She was in in the Squid Games, and
Right.
she actually gives birth. But the mother dies, and now the baby is now as part of the competition. It's like, are you kidding me?
So the
And
baby has to take place in the take
yeah,
part.
and like obviously, yes, yeah, it's like an infant. Now, it doesn't mean the baby's running around like competing. It's basically like the main character is holding it throughout the competitions. I didn't like that part.
I think I would have liked it better if the baby had to
Like
take
jump
part and
over,
be a
right?
yeah.
And like this isn't a full review, folks. So I'm not gonna do a deep dive, but I didn't like that whole baby thing. There's a whole other sides, which was a cool story. This guy's trying to find his brother, who happens to be the head game master of Squid Games. It was all for nothing. It was complete. You could have edited the brother scenes out. The brother trying to find his
Right.
brother of the island. If you would have edited it out, it would have made no difference in the show. It was
Huh.
completely pointless. So I don't know what these guys were thinking. Like I said,
I think they were thinking they got paid a bunch of money and couldn't turn it down because
yeah. Oh yeah,
someone
you did.
offers you that much money, you can't say no to it
Right,
because
right,
we're not as humans conditioned to say
right.
no to that, and
Mhm.
you wind up being creatively bankrupt at that point because
Yeah.
you're just doing it for the money.
And I from what I'm aware of is the creator of it told Netflix like, look, I'll make another season for you guys, all that, but I want to make sure I'm guaranteed another creative product that you guys will produce. I
Right.
said, fine, we'll do that for you. So like I said, this guy was being smart about it, but I don't know. This is like one of those things I was just like, because he said he had other people help him write it, which is
Right.
cool. But it might go into our second TV show that I'm sure we're going to talk about. It's like no one there to like it looks good on paper, but like doesn't everyone say, like, you know what? I don't know if this is gonna visually work. I don't know if this is
Right.
story. Like, we can tell a better story. We can, this woman could give birth to this baby, and then we had the baby not be a part of competition because in the first season, I can't remember the stipulation, but you have to, if you can't vote or anything, you get removed from the competition itself.
Right.
Look at this baby be anyway. Some things they're not keeping up with their own lore. The guys and folks at home kind of coming off the cuff right now. I didn't do a huge detailed thing of why why Squid Game didn't work. I'm just going by memory here, but totally disappointing, and it sucks as now because you and I always talk about how endings are so important. It's so important to your legacy and
Uh-huh.
how a story is and how it lives on. We talk about Game of Thrones. There's a reason why Breaking Bad and Sopranos are still the pinnacle of True Detective, are
Yep.
because they have a beautiful beginning, middle, and end. It's so huge because if the ending doesn't pay off, hate to say it, the other ones don't matter.
No, because the legacy becomes how bad was the ending.
Exactly, and it just kinda spoils, just ruins it just really does,
Yeah.
it really sucks the joy out of it? So, yeah, Squid Games 3 gets a brown paper bag. And PJ, I'm pretty sure you have the same one as me. What is
Yeah,
it?
Stranger Things.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stranger
Yes,
Things.
thanks. Oh my God, that
Man, what an ending!
I
What
know
an
we did a
ending, huh?
review of it, but just that. Well, I guess I don't know if you did the whole season, PJ, for your award. For me, it's mainly that last episode.
I
I'll
did the whole season. The whole
right.
season was a mess.
The whole thing is a mess. Oh my gosh. I think Squid Game 3 is a better than that's not saying much, but it's better than that. But oh my God, PJ
The
Bowen.
documentary for Stranger Things made me so mad when you find out they're in the middle of filming and they don't even know what they're going to write next for the
How
next
could you do
episode. You're
that?
like,
How
what are
could you
you
do that?
doing? You had a million years in between these seasons to figure this shit out.
Yes.
Because they took like a years long break. It was a couple of years. You couldn't figure out, you were writing this shit as you were filming it. You didn't want to, think this through the first. I don't, that shit made me mad when I found that out. Like, and
Yeah.
then when you see that, you're like, well, now it makes sense that this thing is so completely disjointed. They're figuring it out on the fly. And look, I saw the play and you saw the play and we both said the
Yes.
play is fantastic and worth seeing. You make a final season of this show and you have so many themes and stuff like tie back into that play that not everyone even has the ability to see. We
Yeah.
happen to live an hour away from the play, so we can
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
But if you're watching this show and you live in, I don't know, Milwaukee, I don't know, anywhere, it maybe
Right.
where do they come from? Like were they in Indiana, whatever, some
Yes.
shit, right? Like if you're in Indiana, you can't watch the play very easily. You know what I mean? Like it's in one place in the world. So
Right. Yeah.
and then you want to
Well,
tie the show into something that people haven't even seen. I don't know. I think that's a mistake. I think that's a
even
giant
so,
mistake.
and PJ, you saw the play. Winona Ryder and when Hopper, they're friends with Henry Krill.
How do they not know?
How do they not talk about him in the TV show? I mean, how do you? That's so glaring. It's so
But
glaring.
also, the play really makes you question the rest of the show, not even just this season. Because when weird shit starts happening in the town, like in season 1, and they're like, "I can't believe weird shit would happen. I can't believe all these stranger things are happening here." Right? Wouldn't one of them have been like, "Remember that last time all the strange things happened in this
Right,
town, and it was
yeah.
also us involved in it? Like, not one person wants to." Remember when all those animals wound up being dead, and and that one weird guy moved to town and did weird shit that we all saw,
Yes.
and then they know his name is Henry,
Right. I know.
and then and not one of them was like, "Oh, remember that weird kid Henry that killed all the." None of it comes up. Terrible writing. Terrible writing.
Yeah. I mean, atrocious. I mean, inexcusable. And the more I think about it, PJ, the more I get
The worse it gets. Yeah.
because I'm like, oh man, I should have said that because I'll be walking around, I'll be taking a shower. I'll randomly think about the show. I'm like, oh my God, I should have said that during the review. Like, how's the whole town is acting normal where they're technically caged in. The entire
Right.
town is caged
And
in.
no one's questioning this.
Everyone's going to school. Kids are playing in the recess, throwing a ball around, they're spinning around. That whole place should be dreary, dark, depressing. Everyone should be in a sense of panic, and they're all singing and dancing while this is all. I mean, what a mess! Totally
Total mess.
mess, man. What a disaster!
Giant mess.
Yuck. Yeah, both those shows deserve a big brown paper bag. Holy,
Yeah.
forget about it. PJ, I have
Well, I
next
guess
one. Oh,
I
right.
can I'll stick with the entertainment industry here
Yeah,
for
sure.
a bit. I gave a golden lunchbox to DC. I'm going to give a brown paper bag to Marvel.
Right. Well, I have one from Marvel too.
Mine is just the entire all of Marvel Entertainment at this point.
Right. Wow.
From movies, TV shows to comic books, they're just failing constantly. I'll start with Fantastic Four, which I don't think was a bad movie, Fantastic Four, but it didn't hit the levels it should have.
Yes.
And that is the one that's supposed. I mean, Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four were supposed to be the two movies that kind of push you towards Endgame and everything else, and neither one of those made you want to. At least not for me. Made me care so much about
and
what's happening.
Yeah, I liked Fantastic. I didn't see Thunderbolts. They're not bad. I think you enjoyed Thunderbolts for what it was.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was, both of them, but neither one of them make me care about what's going to happen in Avengers Endgame, which is supposed to be their big, huge thing. And then, the next one that's coming out is the Spider-Man movie. And the trailer for Spider-Man I thought looked really, really good. But it's also like, all right, I mean, is all the Avengers... It doesn't look like the Avengers movie is going to spin out off of the Spider-Man movie. There's no build-up. They've completely thrown away the formula that works for them. You watch their TV... I haven't seen Wonder Man yet. I haven't gotten a chance to watch Wonder Man, the TV show.
Right.
I watched the first episode of Daredevil for this new season that just dropped, and I'm like, it's the same show again. It's just not it doesn't feel new or creative. In the comic book side of things, they keep canceling books before it even gets to start. If it doesn't immediately sell and it's not immediately a book that's on fire, they cancel it within 5 issues. And so you just like people aren't investing in their books. They're not getting
Right.
creative storylines in the comic books. The whole thing, it's almost like they lost what to do.
Yeah.
They can't figure it out. They just
Yeah.
can't get out of their own way. Everything lately for them has been subpar or average at best.
Right. Do you think any of it has to do with them being very closely working with Disney at all? Do you think that has, or
I
it's
mean,
just
there's corporate synergy between the books and the movies always hurts the books. I mean, and so in that respect, yes, because the comic book they put on the shelf has to look like the movie. Like that's just what they want to do, and that's fine. Like I understand corporate synergy, so why they do that, but it hurts the quality of the books because you're kind of pigeonholed your creators into
yeah,
making them do a certain thing. So I think that hurts. I don't know if that hurts the movies. I don't think it's being tied to Disney that hurts the movies and the shows so much as that I think it's instead of trying to put out quality work, they're just trying to put out they're doing quantity over quality at this point, I think.
yeah,
And they've taken a step back and are releasing less, but it's not mattering. They can't find it. They lost it.
right. It's funny you put, as I also put a Marvel down too, was Spider-Man 94, the comic book.
Yeah.
That
But
was,
yeah,
we have a whole episode on
horrendous.
that, folks, and that was
Yeah.
horrific. I mean,
Yeah.
totally horrific. I mean, embarrassingly bad, and they just capitalize on the fandom of that show, and they listen to our review, folks, but it doesn't even conclude how the television. It's a for folks who haven't listened to it or not familiar, what we're talking about is Spider-Man 94, the comic book series, with a continuation, kind of wrapping up how the television show ended, where the show ended off on a cliffhanger. This is supposed to kind of wrap it all up, but it wraps up nothing. It was boring. Oh my god! I mean, what a
Well,
mess.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I hated it so much, PJ. Just looking at it, I don't even want this even in my house. That's how turned off I was. I'm like, I'm a paper shredder right next to me right now. I'm like, no, I'll shred that.
Well,
I'll
I'm
never
I'm
do
gonna
that.
tell you something
But I
that's
hated
gonna
it.
disappoint you. There's a possibility that
Oh
the
god,
villain in this next Spider-Man movie is Moreland.
that's fine. That's fine for that movie, but not for that comic
But
book.
why do we keep going back to him? Like we're gonna have like I don't
I don't
want to
know.
see that villain. It's potential that we're gonna see that character again, and that makes me wonder. But the reason I bring it up, that makes me wonder. You said, is this tied to Disney?
Yeah,
Did they pump this out so that there's something somewhat recent? So when people see the movie, if this Moreland is the villain in the movie,
yeah,
they go to try and find a comic book. There's something new and recent that people can find. You
mhm,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Is
yeah,
that part of the corporate synergy? Because everyone thinks it's going to be the Man Spider. If you've seen the trailer, it looks like he's having some sort of transformation into something more spidery.
yeah,
And everyone's like, oh, it's going to be the Man Spider story arc, like from the cartoon and the old comics
yes,
from like the
yeah,
90s.
yeah, yeah.
But there was a comic book that came out in the, I guess, early 2000s, I want to say it was. My timeline could be off, but around there, where he goes through another one of these transformations where he becomes more spider-like, and it's very mystical in nature. It's called the Spider Totems. I won't get into a review. It's just a terrible story called The Other. It's awful. It's very awful, but
Oh
Moreland was
my
the
god,
villain of that.
right.
And now you see this trailer and everyone's thinking, oh, this is going to be the Man Spider arc, but is it, or is it going to be
Yeah, they didn't.
Moreland? And now you have this book
Yeah, and in
that's
that trailer,
easily
you could see like who the villain is anyway. It was,
right.
you
So I'm
know,
just curious if
yeah,
if that comic book that we spent all that time shitting on is part of a bigger plan.
yeah,
Is it part, which doesn't make the comic book any better.
yeah.
In fact, makes it even worse for me because now it's even. But is
Yeah.
that the reason?
Mhm.
That's why I wonder.
I think the trailer was good for what it is. I'm not a big fan of the Tom Holland Spider-Man films. I don't think they're bad. They just don't really turn me on that much.
Hmm. No, I agree. I like the Andrew Garfield ones the best.
They're not they're not mine. Tobey Maguire is still my favorite. But continue with the entertainment industry, PA, and I'm curious if you saw it. So this is people might say I'm jumping the gun on this, but I have valid reasons. So it's the Harry Potter TV series or HBO trailer.
Ooh, the one that just dropped like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I'm
Wow,
giving
we're
it a
brown paper bagging it that quick, huh?
yes, I know, I know, I
Wow.
know, I know, I know, I know. So, and so hear me out, folks. It has nothing to do with the whole race swap of Snape. I'm just getting it off the bat, okay? I do think if they were going to do it, they should have done it with Dumbledore. I think that would have been that would have been better. But anyway, I don't even care about that.
Become problematic in that show, by the
Oh, it
way.
is. It's
It
gone
just
viral.
because just
Yeah,
because of the story in the books that they're going to be
yeah,
telling it, it's going to be problematic
yep. But
unless they change everything, in which case people are going
yes,
to be turned off anyway.
yep. And the reason why I'm giving a brown paper bag is, have you seen it, PJ? Have you seen the trailer
I
yet?
have it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So I'm watching it, and after it was over, I felt disappointed because I was like, all they did was
Change the actors, everything's exactly the fucking same.
exactly. I could not. I was stunned. I was
I said the
disappointed.
same thing.
I mean, I get it. I get it. It's like kind of like with it's like well, Mike, there's a
It's a
difference.
little different.
There's a difference. No,
Right. But if you exactly, if you look at
what
Tim Burton, and
what do
then
you?
you look at Joel Schumacher, and then you look at
Yes,
Christopher Nolan, and then you look at Matt Reeves, and you look at Zack Snyder and the Batman, they're all nothing feels the same at all.
I'm shocked. It's not like
And
they.
this looks exactly the same.
It's not like they're not. It's not like they're short on cash. You know this is gonna make a lot of money. Why would you? It looks like they really went to their wardrobe department and
I know the answer.
they took Hagrid's outfit and they put it into a new guy. I want to be like, guys, don't you guys sit around and go, hey, I understand like he's gonna wear the same school uniform, it's gonna be the same colors. I get all that, but those things I get. But can't you change it up a little? Like, it looks like they took the same exact sets, and it's like I don't want to be like, oh well, my, they built a whole theme park for it. Well,
That's the reason.
you know what you do? You build another theme park that looks a different one. Don't you guys want to make money?
So
So you
here
can go to
was
different universes or some crap. You know,
contractually they weren't allowed to change the look because they had to
true.
match the theme park. Yeah, I read that contractually they had to
Oh my
keep
god.
a lot of it. I mean, they could make certain changes here and there to certain things, but
Okay.
the overall thing has to match what's in the theme parks because they've invested all that money in expanding it, and they just did Epic and they just did all this other stuff. So now when you see this on the TV, it has to match the theme park, or when people go there, they won't feel like they're in the Wizarding World anymore, and so they have to keep it looking
Okay.
very close. That's
Okay.
the actual reason
Okay.
for it, which is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Okay, fine. Okay, that's the thing. Okay. Okay, fine. Here's the other thing though. If you're kind of stuck in those parameters, you gotta
Yeah.
why would you film it just and everyone's talking about this too. I'm not saying anything different someone else hasn't said, like on other YouTube channels, but like everything has that same filter, that dark muted colors. Like, guys, who's directing this? I mean, I understand it's a TV show. It's not gonna be the same director for all one that I can't imagine how many episodes.
Right.
But like one of the things I dislike about the original, the first Harry Potter films, and I get it, totally makes sense. The first film's a little bit brighter, and as they go on, as the storyline
And it
gets,
gets darker and darker. Yeah.
especially the ones with David Yates, I think he does the last 3 or 4 films. He's not a bad director or anything, but they'll have that kind of a lot of teals and
Yeah.
blues and grays, where the first one's a little bit more orangey. This almost like this is so. Anyways, lack of color. Like you said, PJ, it looks like you just took different actors and put them in the same costumes.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, come on, you could have changed up a little bit, you know? And they said that Hans Zimmer does the score for this, and this is like he's done it before, where he had to make a new Batman one. He had to do a new Superman.
Yeah.
Bless the guy. But I think for this, not that he was the wrong look. I don't know if that's even his music in the trailer. I have no clue.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But I don't know.
The other thing is like,
I'm just
you know, Hans Zimmer is great, and I'm sure he'll score it fantastically. But I do feel as though this is going to come back to the same thing that happened with the Superman theme.
yeah.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many times you change it. You need to have that.
It's too
You're
iconic.
gonna have. It's too iconic to change.
Too
You
iconic.
don't think they're gonna do that little like the Harry Potter theme? Everyone knows it. Dun, 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 dun. They're not gonna do that again. They're gonna do that. They have to do that.
Yeah, and
Which is actually Hedwig's theme, I think, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. And it's I don't know. Even that, like I said, I can't. It's hard to go by a trailer. It's like we're jumping the gun here, but I'm really just baffled just by that whole thing.
Thought when I watched them, like, this looks exact. That's why I looked it up. To like, why does it look the same? And I found out they had to keep it the same because of Universal Studios. At least that's what I read. And who knows if the internet's lying to me? But I did read that, and it would make sense. I would believe
It
it.
makes
It's very
sense too.
believable.
But even still, PJ,
They could have done something.
right? I mean, I mean, look, you got to get. I don't know who directed this. Oh, I don't know. It just looks. I just can't believe it. Just looks exactly like I love the original movies, but this is your chance to do something different. You know, I don't know. It just look.
Well, it's too soon to reboot something that only ended a few years ago. It's not like this has been out of the public eye for like
Yeah, because Harry
decades
Potter.
and decades.
Yeah, the Harry Potter I think ended in like in 2012, somewhere around there, right? But they
Right,
just
and then you had a
Fantastic
series of Fantastic Beasts.
which was like 2 years ago that movie came out, which is still a part of that universe.
Right. That's what
So
I mean. The Harry Potter hasn't been out of the public eye long enough to reboot it. It's not like
Mm.
you needed this right away. You know, I think had they waited another 5 or 10 years, you know, then maybe it would have been like a little different. I also think maybe there's a world in which you want to continue Harry Potter as a TV series. Maybe you don't follow Harry Potter. Maybe it's the origin of Hogwarts, and maybe it's a different school
course.
completely, and you're just in the Wizarding world still, and it doesn't have to match, and it can look different. To me, this gets back to like, I realize there's a reboot and it's starting over from the beginning, but it's the same thing with like Star Wars, and you start to say, are there no other families in the galaxy other than the Skywalkers?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
does it have to be the Potters every time? Couldn't we have not focused on a different wizard
Yeah.
that
Well,
had his own battles?
they tried to do that with Fantastic Beasts, but the worst
But it
thing
still
about
came back down. It still came back down to Dumbledore again. You're like,
exactly, which I think was the worst thing they could have done. There was
yeah,
no reason for that. You could have just had us, like you said, just have it take place in the world. People love the world. This is a way to expand.
right.
You didn't have to connect to Dumbledore and then Harry Potter eventually. You could have had that guy just going off and doing stuff with animals. Anyway, like I said, I'm giving a brown paper bag just because I don't want to be unfair. The show hasn't come out, but I don't know what the right word is. Lack of creativity or lack of originality. It's just a
Yeah,
missed opportunity, maybe. It's like, come on, man.
I agree.
Anyway, moving right along.
I'll stick with something that's sort of entertainment based, but
Yep.
also not. Brown paper bag to artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
AI.
Oh my God, PJ. I can't believe my next thing's actually about technology. So we're on this unbelievable
Okay.
page. Here we go.
I mean, I shouldn't have to look on the internet and not know if something is real. I'm like, wait, is this a real thing? Is that?
Yeah.
I don't like that. I feel like people are misusing what AI could. It could be a positive tool. They've made it into a negative tool. I
Yep.
don't like that. I don't like that it puts creative people out of work. I don't like that. There's so many bad things about AI. You know, you Google something now, and the first thing that comes up is the AI results. Have you seen this when you Google something?
Yes.
And it's like, you're not even like, it's not even just pointing to a website to do your own research anymore. The AI that Google's integrated into their search engine is
Yep.
spitting out the way it interprets the information. It's being used to create posters for movies and covers for comic books that people that used to hand draw these things and paint these things, or, do all that. It's taking over that. I don't know. It makes everything feel fake. Everything feels fake
Yeah.
now. It's like it's like living in the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's really like being in. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I understand there's a place for it. It could be used as a tool. I've used AI as a tool, and as much as spell check is a tool, you can use AI as a tool.
Yes,
But
of course. Yeah.
it's just, it's writing books, it's writing movie scripts. I don't like it. I don't like it. I want to see less AI.
I agree, man. Like, it definitely, you ever heard like the dead internet theory, where the internet is so flooded with like fakeness or
Yeah,
nothing, authentic. You don't know what's real. You know what it's like.
exactly.
It was like that's kind of touched on it, like you said, like the Matrix or like 12 Monkeys or any of that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
It's where like real what's it, Ready Player One kind of deals with that too,
Yeah.
a little bit. But yeah, it is scary. And it's like, because I watched videos, I'm like, is this real? Because sometimes I got tricked. Like 2 months ago where it was a dash cam, right? It was like a
Okay.
car, and then all of a sudden it gets hit by a trailer, and also the camera pans. It's a cat driving the car. I couldn't believe it. If it would have, and I did laugh, but he says, if it was if they would have just cut it right before they showed the cat, I'm like, oh wow, that was a terrible accident.
Right.
But it looked that real. But like you
Yeah.
said, scary. And I think we might have talked about this on another episode where like I don't think politicians should be used AI for their campaign video.
Oh, so you don't think the president of the United States should be doing AI videos with dropping tons of shit on
Yeah.
different people and all the
Can't
other
be
stuff
doing
that he's
that.
done with it?
You can't, anybody, Trump or anyone, you shouldn't be doing that. You
Ugh.
cannot be doing that stuff.
It's terrible. AI videos of airplanes just dropping shit on people that disagreed with his whatever.
Yeah, you can't be doing stuff like
Wild.
that.
No, you
Any
can't.
any political thing, you can't be doing that. And just going to the with the technology, PJ, I have a cluster of all technology things, and I guess I should have gave this a Golden Lunchbox Award. I guess we'll kind of go back, because I think it's one of my favorite episodes we've ever done. It's one of our most popular of 2025. Is our episode of Everything Sucks Inexpensive. Episode 118. We really recommend it. I guess maybe this is a Twilight Part 2, but I call
Yeah.
it forced obsoletism. Everything you own is not going to last, and it's designed
No,
to last.
it's designed to fail.
Exactly. Your phone, your iPhone, Android, whatever it is, it's only here temporary. I don't care how good, like PJ, I think you're the same way. We keep things very clean and
Yeah.
pristine. It doesn't matter how good you treat it, you baby it. They're designed to not last. They want you
Always.
the next one. It's designed. I had to get a new, I talked about it in the episode, and
Yeah.
I got a new computer. I'm giving Windows 11 a brown paper bag. It's horrendous. And for Windows users, or maybe former Windows users, remember it used to be an icon that says My Computer? Now it says This Computer. This one. That means this is temporary. That's what that means. Not your computer anymore. This is
Yeah.
this is now. And you know, because my last computer, I had it for like, honestly, which most computers don't even last in general. I had it for like 15 years, which is incredible. This computer I know now, it ain't gonna last. I'll be lucky.
You
it
got 5 years. You
Exactly.
got 5 years. That's what you get.
And it's designed for that. Another thing that's getting a brown paper bag with technology is, why does everything have to be a smart TV, a DVD player? I just want a DVD player that plays DVDs or Blu-rays. Why does it have to? My TV's already has a smart capability. Why do I need to have an additional smart thing attached to it? You can't even buy one now that doesn't have the smart.
No, it has to be smart. Everything has to be smart.
We need it back to be being dumb. It's terrible.
They make smart refrigerators. Everything is smart.
It's unnecessary things that are going to break and make the thing not operational. Another thing, why does everything need an app? I know there's communities have talked about this, but it's true. Why does everything need an app? I went to get my taxes done, and they're like, "Oh, you signed into the app?" You've been doing taxes for hundreds of years at this point. You didn't need an app. What am I signing into? You already have all my information anyway. What do you need an app for? I just had a baby, and we have like a light fixture. It's a sound machine basically.
Right.
But you need an app if you want to like do all the special shit. This is just a sound machine. I just wanted making, noises for, ocean sounds or just white.
Right.
Noise. Do I really need an app for that? My God. One time I bought a backpack or a lunchbox and wouldn't allow me to make the full purchase until I basically signed into the app. I'm like, I'm just buying something. What do I need an app for? Like, we need an app for Old Navy or the Gap at this point? You don't need it. You don't need it. It's just mindless. It's just everything's a two-step verification. I'm just trying to sign into Gmail. I'm not trying to get into like the Pentagon. Like, I just trying to check if I got my eBay thing. Like, why do I do all these steps?
They need to text you a code that you could put in. It has to memorize your face. You need to.
Yes, exactly.
It's too much.
Exactly. It goes back to the AI thing. Like, we're really become like AI. I mean, I'll say maybe 20 years from now, a big part of your life is going to be, already is, but like, you have to register stuff online. I explain it. It's like the DMV of life online. Yeah. Like your internet being. It's going to be like lawnmower man type shit. You're going to be like, registering yourself on
We're
there.
all getting chips implanted into us.
Yes. Crazy. So anyway, that's all that stuff I just said. It's a brown paper bag.
All right. Let me see here. I think I have 2 left. So I'll go with this one. Trader Joe's. That's the worst. I have never gone to Trader Joe's and not gotten into a fight, first of all.
With the customers?
Always with the customers, with the fucking terrible people that go into this place. So every parking lot for a Trader Joe's, by the way, disaster. I don't know if they do it on purpose.
Yeah, that's like a meme too. They always say they're notorious. It's kind of like McDonald's with their machines on their ice cream machines don't work. For some reason, Trader Joe's is the worst parking lot.
Always is a bad parking lot, and it's true. But you go inside of that Trader Joe's, and it's like the Star Wars cantina. It's like you've never. What does he say? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like scum and villainy. I don't know what else to tell you. You've never seen a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than Trader Joe's. Right. Everyone in there, they have such like a
smugness
attitude. There's smugness and attitude because they're in Trader Joe's, and so they think they're better than you. And I'm just like, I don't go that often. Every now and then, I'm like, let's try a Trader Joe's. They have good produce or some shit. Yeah. I don't know. And I'm just always angry. People are just always in the way. And I'm like, yo, I just need to buy this cheese. I just want to get my cheese and get the fuck out.
Right.
Move out of the way. Move out. And I'm always like, I yell at people and I get into actual verbal altercations with the people. And I'm like, you need to move your cart. The aisle in this store, you can't fit more than one person in the aisles because they're all tight together.
Right.
And you and your big fucking cart filled with organic fucking gooseberries. Like, get out of the way. Get out of the way. I just want to get lettuce. I need you to move. And they don't. And then everything is so ridiculously expensive. You're like, oh, I'm going to spend, I don't know, however much a pound it is for a piece of fucking chicken in, Stop and Shop. Triple it because you're getting it from the Trader Joe himself. So make it more expensive just because of where you are. And then it's just so ridiculous. And then they have all the healthy shit. And then if they have something you like, let's say you find something and you're like, that was good. I would buy this thing again. Right. You go back in the next time and you're like, I can't fucking find it. And then you ask them and be like, hey, Trader Joe, where's your Mike's Hot Honey Popcorn or whatever it is? Like, I was seasonal. You can't have that again. I can't have it again. We sold it once. We don't sell that anymore. Here's our newest thing. I'm like, well, I don't want this new thing. I want the thing I liked last week. How did I know that was never going to come back? Maybe I would have bought 2 bags last time.
Right,
They
right.
don't keep the shit in the store. They just get rid of it. That was it. It was a limited time only. But you're a supermarket. Limited time only items in a supermarket. It's groceries, man. Like these are things I have to get.
Limited edition blueberry muffins.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's it. And then it makes me so mad whenever I'm in there. I really get upset. And then the register is like not like a regular register, how it is at a regular supermarket. They're all very, very small registers. And I don't know why, because people are buying cartfuls of shit, but they don't have like a conveyor belt.
Right,
So
right.
the cashier takes it out, takes your cart from you. I don't know if you know this. They take your cart and they take out and they scan it from your cart and put it in a bag. But there's no conveyor belt to keep things moving. It's just up to however
What?
this guy's just there's no conveyor belt where you're just like boop, 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 bag, bag,
Oh
bag.
my
They do it
God.
all for you. And I appreciate them bagging for me because I hate bagging, but
Right.
it takes forever
I was gonna say,
because
this
it's
sounds
not
slow. Oh my
oh, it's
God.
slow. So now the lines in this store are just converging in the aisles because people are waiting for forever to get rung up. So now you're trying to shop and you just want some fucking oatmeal and you can't have it because there's 20 people with their carts waiting to get rung up. And I'm like, they think you're trying. I'm like, I'm not trying to cut you. I just need some granola. Leave me alone. Like what am I here for? And I hate it. And so you say to yourself, you know what?
It's not
I'm
worth
not going to go. It's not worth it. I'm not going to go to this overpriced Trader Joe's anymore. I'm going to go somewhere else. And so you drive down the road to Aldi and you're like, fuck it. I'm going to go to cheap Aldi and spend half the amount of money.
Yeah.
And you can't get a cart in Aldi's. Did you know you can't get a shopping cart in Aldi?
You need to get like the
You need a quarter.
quarter, yeah.
You need a fucking quarter. Are you walking around with pocketfuls of change? Because I'm not. I'm not walking around with change. So now you're like, well, I can't get a quarter. So now what do? You go food shopping. So Aldi's getting another grocery stores in general getting brown paper bags. So I go to Aldi the other day and I'm like, I'm going to do some shopping. I couldn't get a cart. I didn't have a quarter. I couldn't get one. So now I go into this and I see carts everywhere. There's like every cart.
What's the price
Like,
that's even that's so like almost outdated, like you said, just the whole quarter. I remember that's like a 90s, 80s thing.
yeah, like I don't have change. Nobody has change. So their carts, all the cartwells and the reason they do it is because they don't want to hire a cart guy to pick up the cart. So if you have to return the cart to get your quarter back,
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
don't have to hire someone to put the carts away. But meanwhile, no one's using a cart because no one has a quarter. So now you go into the supermarket and all you see are like a million fucking assholes like this walking around with groceries. And now you can't pick anything up because you're holding all your. So every time you need to pick something up, you have to put everything else down.
Right.
So I've already bought. I already have picked up X amount of items, and now I want to get some ground meat or something.
Yeah.
I don't really buy I only buy my meat from like Stu Leonard's or like a
Yeah,
reputable
yeah.
place. But if you want to get something else, if you're trying to pick up anything from the out, you can't because you don't have any hands. So now you put everything down, pick up the new item, pick everything back up. So all you see are these fucking assholes walking, and I'm one of these assholes walking around the
Right,
store
right.
doing this with all my phone. And then you're like, well, and then you try to get to the register and you put everything down. You're like, can I get a bag? No, we don't do
Right.
bags. Bags are
Right.
bad for the environment. I'll just shove all this stuff up my ass and walk back to my car.
Yeah,
How am I
yeah.
getting this to my car? And when I get home, how am I getting this into my house? When I taking one item at a time up
I
my
hate
stairs?
that. I hate that. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm brown paper bagging Trader Joe's and Aldi and all these new age supermarkets.
Right.
Give me King Cullen any day of the week, man.
Yeah.
Like give me an old school supermarket. Go Stop and Shop,
Right.
shout out R.I.P. Wallbaums. Give me a real,
Exactly. And like you said, they want you to go back so you get your quarterback. I mean, like, it's not even you need a quarter down to call 1-800 collect at the payphone. You know?
right.
We're-
If
I
I
don't know.
lose a quarter, I'm not thinking twice about it. It's
Exactly.
like I gotta get my quarter. Fuck that. Anyway, that's my supermarket rant.
Right. And ending off of mine is so it's a little bit of it's about Hall of Fames, award shows, and
Okay.
okay. So here's my first thing is I hate all Hall of Fames now. I hate Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I hate the Baseball Hall of Fame. Anything that's a
Mhm.
Hall of Fame, I hate them now. Unfortunately, they don't mean anything anymore. They took what was made them special and ruined it. And
Mhm.
of course it's about excellence. It's not about perfection. Like not having Pete Rose, and it's like, I mean, the guy's dead now. Like you couldn't, I mean, come on, like you advertise gambling now.
On the show. The
Exactly.
announcers are sitting there in this episode, sponsored by
Yeah, the Baseball Hall of
FanDuel.
Fame is sponsored by
Yeah.
FanDuel. I mean, what you can't. This is like a Twilight Zone episode. It's a goof. I hate them. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I know people, which I understand that people say, "Well, why are you letting hip hop artists?" And just change to the Music Hall of Fame. And I get that.
Yeah.
Pick on like Gene Simmons, but he's kind of right. Even Dolly Parton says, "I don't want to be a part of this," and then they basically said you can't, revoke or send your
Right.
open. So she felt obligated. She actually released
Made an album. Yeah.
she for her own mental health.
Yeah.
I mean, so I understand how she feels. Hanging on by a thread is the Oscars. I feel like the Oscars still have a smidget of legitimacy and smidget, but they're not doing a very good job with it though. But they
No.
kind of somewhat redeem themselves with Conan O'Brien. He's done a very good job. And I think we talked about our last episode, Go to Lunchbox. It was actually a very good year. Actually, I think for Best Picture, a lot of good,
Yeah.
fun, cool movies, blockbusters. Here's the thing, because folks at home, PJ and I are making our own movie with the rest of our team, and I'm hoping one day we do get on that stage, and I hope we were able to make a speech, but not get cut off. Stop cutting
Yeah.
people off. I know people don't want to hear political stuff, and I said you can't have someone talking for an hour, but it's one of those things. They're like usually have like two presenters come out, they do like somewhat of a comedy bit.
Yeah.
Those are so boring, to tell you the truth. I don't really enjoy
Mhm.
those.
No.
I'd rather hear someone give a speech. Like they're not going to talk for all right, they get like 3 minutes, whatever it is, to say something, 4 minutes, whatever it is. Then you could turn the music on. Don't cut them off, where it's a team of 2 people who wrote a film and then they cut the second guy off. You didn't get a chance.
Right. They don't get a chance.
Well,
Only
no, we
one
gotta
person
make
gets
sure
to
we
talk.
get the bit in with, Anne Hathaway and Charlie Sheen in. Like,
Exactly.
who cares? You're not gonna remember that. For me, I'm more interested in hearing these people speak. You never see people talk. Like, of course, we're like, oh, we hear the political stuff. I agree with that, but believe it or not, I'd rather hear a little bit of that than watching a mindless, forgettable skit. Like
Yep.
that's where the juiciness comes in. That's where the unpredictable comes in. In terms of respect, let some of these folks give them an extra minute to talk. Like, who cares about some montage you're going to show, like Hollywood of the ages? No one cares. I don't know. Just give respect to the people who win. I'm not saying I'm encouraging political speeches and these things, but yeah, that comes with the territory. But hey, let these people speak. I mean,
Yeah. I would also prefer to hear the creative people speak about,
exactly.
these people worked real hard to.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it gives it a chance to promote the film too. It's like, oh man, I like that guy speak.
Yeah.
Seems like a funny guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
makes a big difference. But anyway, folks.
I have one more brown paper bag. One
I'm
more.
sorry, PJ. I didn't mean to cut you off.
One more.
Guys. Oh,
Would
PJ
like to
coming.
end coming in
Yes.
with the biggest one. I
Oh,
would like to
God.
give the biggest brown paper bag award filled with all of the. I'd like to fill the brown paper bag with all
Extra
the
dung.
shit,
Extra dung. Okay.
extra dung, and put it on the doorstep and light it on fire. Of,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, because this is of a very particular house. Because I'm giving a brown paper bag award to the government of the Republic of the United States of America. Because look, we are not a political show ever. Price of groceries through the roof. Prices of goods and services in this country through the roof. I think gas is like almost over $4 a gallon now.
Yeah.
Because oil is through the roof, because we decided we would just have a quick war, NBD, we'll just go bomb some folks. People just getting ripped from their homes and sent to other countries, not really what this country is usually known for. We have shut down the government twice in 6 months.
Yeah, that's true.
Travel has been made impossible. I think we just reopened the TSA. People were finally paying them again, so maybe they'll show back up at work. But twice in 6 months, travel has been made impossible because of the decisions being made. And by the way, I'm an equal opportunity hater. Both sides of this government is completely for shit, because while those things are bad, and not just at the federal level, at the state level, we have people throwing ice balls at police officers in their head.
I agree.
And we have government officials and mayors saying it's okay, and we're just not going to condemn that. That's not okay either. Both sides are completely full of shit.
Right.
And both sides suck. And the people who suffer from the ineptitude, is that a word, ineptitude? The ineptness, whatever you want to call it, of the government are the people. And we don't deserve this. We're good people. We're a good, hard-working country.
I agree.
And they keep just fucking us
Yeah.
as many times as they can. Small businesses, I happen to know a bit about that. We're constantly getting screwed by the decisions of government, whether it's tariffs, whether it's taxes, whether it's everything. Constantly, everyone tells you small business is the backbone of America and all that. They don't give a shit about small business, the government. It's just, it shouldn't be bad. This used to be the land of opportunity. And now it is just, there is no more opportunity. It's just the land of hopefully we survive. That's
Yeah.
what we live in. So America needs to do better. Maybe I'll run for office. I don't know. You know, maybe this is my road to the presidency. I don't know. I have a hard time accepting that this is as good as things can get. And so I feel like the brown paper bag filled with shit needs to just be left on the doorstep of 1600 Penn. That's what I think.
Yeah. No,
You know?
you hit the nail around the head, PJ. And like you said, it's both sides. Our first president says do not have political parties. It's amazing how a man from centuries ago called it and
Yeah.
following it. And like you said, PJ, it's, we suffer. The people who are listening to this, we suffer. And we're very much, we always lived in a cancel culture, or they call it a shame culture. If you think back in the day when they used to put those people, their heads inside of that,
Mhm.
wouldn't
Yep.
it was shame, right? We live in a
Yeah.
shame culture, or someone would steal something, you cut their hand off to show shame.
Yeah.
We do that now with cancel culture. Why aren't we canceling all these politicians?
Yeah, the dude from TMZ, I can't think of his Levin, I can't think of his first name. He put out a thing that said on spring break this year, if you're so lucky enough to be able to catch your flight to go on your vacation, if you see any of the politicians, legislators, and senators, whatever, if you see them, take pictures and videos of them and send it to us, and we'll play it on TMZ to show you that while you can't get anything done, these people are living their lives as if nothing is wrong at all. And he wanted to publicly, like you said, shame culture. He wants to shame all the politicians that are living their best life at the expense of American people. And I thought that was pretty cool because usually TMZ is not doing the right thing by people. They make a living out of it, of being paparazzi is no good for, but on this case, on this situation, team paparazzi, go get some pictures of these assholes living their best lives and then not paying the TSA agents. Like, what are we doing? So anyway, I thought that would be my final brown paper bag award for our shit show of a government.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Before we wrap up, let me try to end it on a positive note. Where
Okay.
The point of the brown paper bag award is not to hurt people, or it's really more about hopefully these things that we give these awards to, they redeem themselves.
Yes.
Rather than have a redemption award, where I'm really hoping all these we've mentioned about these things somehow get a golden light. That's my hope. That's truly my hope. So let it on a positive note. But yeah, folks, thanks for listening. That was so much. I hope you enjoyed these 2 episodes. If you haven't already listened to our Golden Lunchbox for the previous week, and it's great stuff. Same time, same table.
Have a good one.
Boys and girls, lunchtime is over. For more information, visit their website at coolkidslunchtable.podbean.com. Follow the boys on all social media platforms. Just search Cool Kids Lunch Table Podcast. Now get to class before you get detention.